Welcome to Audiobook's Vault. In this video, we will summarize the book The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle. Let's start. Introduction. In the introduction of The Power of Now, Eckhart Tolle lays the groundwork for the transformative journey that the book offers. He introduces the core premise, the importance of living fully in the present moment to achieve spiritual enlightenment and freedom from suffering. Tolle explains that much of humanity's suffering stems from an over-identification with the mind and its ceaseless stream of thoughts. This mental noise disconnects individuals from their true essence and the peace available in the present moment. Tolle shares a brief account of his own profound awakening, which occurred during a time of intense personal despair. He describes reaching a point where he felt overwhelmed by life's difficulties and his relentless mental chatter. In a moment of surrender, he experienced a deep inner stillness and a sense of detachment from his thoughts. This experience revealed a fundamental truth to him: he was not his thoughts, and liberation from suffering lay in disidentifying from the mind and embracing the now. The introduction addresses common misconceptions about enlightenment. Tolle clarifies that it is not a lofty or unattainable state, but a natural condition that arises when one is fully present. Enlightenment is not about achieving something new, but about uncovering what has always been there beneath the layers of mental conditioning and ego-driven patterns. Tolle emphasizes the importance of recognizing the role of the ego in perpetuating suffering. The ego thrives on past and future-oriented thinking, keeping individuals trapped in cycles of regret, anxiety, and dissatisfaction. By shifting focus away from the past and future and into the present moment, one can break free from these patterns and access a deeper sense of peace and fulfillment. The introduction also serves as an invitation to readers. Tolle encourages them to approach the teachings with an open mind and to experiment with the practices offered throughout the book. He acknowledges that the ideas may seem abstract or challenging initially, but assures readers that persistence and willingness will yield profound results. Through simple yet powerful language, Tolle sets a compassionate and non-judgmental tone, emphasizing that the journey toward enlightenment is accessible to everyone. He reassures readers that they are not alone in their struggles and that the guidance offered in the book is meant to facilitate a direct experience of the present moment's transformative power. In essence, the introduction establishes the power of now as a guide to help individuals transcend the limitations of the mind, reconnect with their true selves, and embrace the profound peace and joy available in the present moment. It prepares readers to embark on a journey of self-discovery and spiritual awakening, with the promise of a more authentic and fulfilling way of living. Chapter 1. You are not your mind. In Chapter 1 of The Power of Now, A Guide to Spiritual Enlightenment, Eckhart Tolle explores the profound concept that individuals are not their minds. He begins by highlighting the over-identification with the mind as the primary source of suffering. Many people mistakenly equate their thoughts, beliefs, and mental narratives with their true identity, leading to a limited and often painful existence. Tolle argues that transcending this identification is the first step toward awakening and achieving inner peace. Tolle explains that the mind is a powerful tool, but it has become a master rather than a servant for most people. When unchecked, the mind operates compulsively, producing an endless stream of thoughts, many of which are repetitive and negative. This incessant mental activity causes stress, anxiety, and unhappiness because it disconnects individuals from the present moment, the only true reality. Tolle asserts that living in the present moment, free from the dominance of the mind, is the essence of spiritual enlightenment. The chapter introduces the concept of the watcher or witness, the deeper awareness that observes the mind's activities. Tolle explains that recognizing this inner observer helps create a separation between the individual and their thoughts. By doing so, individuals can realize that they are not their thoughts, emotions, or mental narratives. This realization is liberating, as it diminishes the power of the ego, which thrives on identification with the mind. Tolle also discusses the ego's role in perpetuating suffering. The ego is the false sense of self created by the mind, and it seeks validation, control, and a sense of importance. It feeds on past experiences and future anxieties, keeping individuals trapped in cycles of regret and worry. By stepping outside the mind's narratives, one can transcend the ego and connect with their true self, which is rooted in the present moment. To help readers experience this state of presence, Tolle offers practical techniques, such as observing one's thoughts without judgment and becoming aware of the spaces between thoughts. He emphasizes the importance of anchoring oneself in the now by focusing on sensory experiences, such as the breath or physical sensations. These practices help individuals disengage from the mind and access a deeper sense of stillness and peace. Tolle addresses potential resistance to these ideas, acknowledging that the mind may initially rebel against the notion of surrendering control. The mind thrives on activity and identification, and stepping away from it can feel uncomfortable or unfamiliar. However, Tolle reassures readers that persistence in cultivating awareness will gradually dissolve this resistance and open the door to greater freedom. The chapter concludes with an empowering message: individuals are not prisoners of their minds. By disidentifying from the mind and ego, they can access a state of presence that transcends suffering and unlocks the potential for true joy and fulfillment. Chapter 1 serves as a foundation for the teachings that follow, encouraging readers to take the first step towards spiritual awakening by questioning their identification with the mind and embracing the present moment as the ultimate reality. Chapter 2: Consciousness, the Way Out of Pain. In Chapter 2 of The Power of Now, A Guide to Spiritual Enlightenment, Eckhart Tolle delves into the concept of pain and how it is intricately tied to human consciousness. He introduces the idea of the pain body, a term he uses to describe the accumulated emotional pain stored within individuals. This chapter explores how pain originates, how it is perpetuated, and how becoming conscious of it can lead to liberation and healing. Tolle begins by explaining that most emotional pain stems from resistance to the present moment. When individuals reject or resist what is happening now, they create internal conflict, which manifests as suffering. This resistance often arises from identification with the mind, which clings to past grievances or fears of the future. Over time, these unresolved emotions accumulate into what Tolle calls the pain body. The pain body is described as an energy field of old, unprocessed emotional pain that exists within the psyche. It can be dormant or active, depending on triggers in the environment or one's inner state. When active, the pain body feeds on negativity, amplifying suffering and creating a cycle of pain. Tolle emphasizes that this cycle is perpetuated because the pain body is linked to the ego, which identifies with pain as part of its sense of self. One of the key teachings in this chapter is the importance of becoming aware of the pain body and its influence. Tolle asserts that awareness is the first step toward breaking free from its grip. By observing the pain body without judgment, individuals can create space between themselves and their pain. This awareness disrupts the cycle of unconscious identification and begins the process of healing. Tolle also explores how the pain body impacts relationships. He notes that interactions between people often activate each other's pain bodies, leading to conflict and emotional turmoil. Becoming conscious of this dynamic allows individuals to respond with presence rather than react from a place of pain. In doing so, they can transform their relationships and cultivate deeper connections. To overcome the pain body and the suffering it creates, Tolle emphasizes the necessity of living in the present moment. When individuals anchor themselves in the now, they disarm the pain body by denying it the fuel of past grievances or future fears. Presence acts as a gateway to a higher state of consciousness, where pain is no longer seen as an integral part of one's identity but as something transient and external. Tolle provides practical advice for cultivating this state of presence. He suggests focusing on the body, particularly the breath or physical sensations, as a way to stay grounded in the present moment. This practice not only helps dissolve the pain body but also strengthens one's connection to their true essence, which is inherently peaceful and free from suffering. In conclusion, Chapter 2 outlines a pathway to liberation from emotional pain through the cultivation of consciousness and presence. Tolle invites readers to observe their pain without identifying with it, recognize the role of the pain body in perpetuating suffering, and embrace the now as the ultimate source of healing and peace. This chapter sets the stage for further exploration of how consciousness can transform suffering into spiritual awakening. Chapter 3. Moving deeply into the now. In Chapter 3 of The Power of Now, A Guide to Spiritual Enlightenment, Eckhart Tolle deepens the exploration of living in the present moment. This chapter focuses on practical ways to anchor oneself in the now and highlights the transformative power of presence. Tolle explains that the present moment is the key to spiritual enlightenment, offering peace, clarity, and freedom from the mind's dominance. Tolle begins by emphasizing the importance of fully surrendering to the now. Many people resist the present moment, preferring to dwell on past events or anticipate the future. This resistance creates internal conflict and suffering. Tolle asserts that accepting the present moment as it is, without judgment or resistance, dissolves this conflict and opens the door to a profound sense of peace. One of the central themes in this chapter is the distinction between clock time and psychological time. Clock time refers to the practical use of time for scheduling and planning, whereas psychological time is the mental preoccupation with past and future. Tolle warns against living primarily in psychological time, as it disconnects individuals from the now and perpetuates stress and anxiety. By focusing on the present moment, individuals can use clock time effectively without being consumed by it. Tolle provides practical guidance for moving deeply into the now. He encourages readers to become acutely aware of their surroundings, physical sensations, and inner state. Simple acts, such as observing the breath or feeling the aliveness in the body, can help anchor attention in the present moment. These practices cultivate presence, which Tolle describes as the essence of spiritual awakening. The chapter also addresses common obstacles to living in the now. Tolle acknowledges that the mind often resists presence, as it thrives on activity and identification with past and future. Negative emotions, such as fear and regret, are strategies the mind uses to pull attention away from the present moment. Tolle advises readers to observe these emotions without identifying with them, recognizing them as temporary and separate from their true selves. Tolle highlights the importance of surrendering to what is. This means accepting the present moment in its entirety, even if it involves discomfort or challenges. Resistance to what is only intensifies suffering, whereas surrender brings a sense of peace and empowerment. Tolle explains that surrender is not passive resignation but an active embrace of reality, which allows individuals to respond to life with clarity and wisdom. Throughout the chapter, Tolle reassures readers that the practice of presence is accessible to everyone. While it may feel difficult at first, persistence and awareness gradually weaken the mind's dominance and deepen one's connection to the now. Tolle likens presence to a portal that leads to a dimension of consciousness beyond the ego, where true freedom and fulfillment reside. In summary, Chapter 3 offers a roadmap for moving deeply into the present moment. Through practical techniques and a mindset of acceptance, Tolle guides readers toward a state of presence that transcends mental distractions and emotional turmoil. This chapter underscores the transformative potential of the now, encouraging readers to embrace it as the ultimate path to spiritual awakening and inner peace. Chapter 4. Mind Strategies for Avoiding the Now. In Chapter 4 of The Power of Now, A Guide to Spiritual Enlightenment, Eckhart Tolle explores the various strategies the mind employs to avoid the present moment. Tolle reveals that the mind, driven by the ego, resists the now because its survival depends on dwelling in the past and future. This chapter sheds light on these avoidance mechanisms and offers practical insights for overcoming them. Tolle begins by explaining that the mind constantly seeks distraction from the present. It does this by clinging to past memories or projecting fears and desires onto the future. This preoccupation with time-based thinking disconnects individuals from the now, where true life unfolds. The mind's avoidance of the now stems from the ego, which thrives on identification with thoughts, emotions, and external circumstances. By keeping individuals trapped in mental noise, the ego sustains its illusory sense of self. One key strategy the mind uses to avoid the present moment is creating problems. Tolle points out that the mind habitually turns neutral situations into problems by attaching negative judgments and narratives to them. This generates unnecessary stress and perpetuates a cycle of worry and dissatisfaction. Tolle emphasizes that problems cannot exist in the now because the present moment is inherently free from mental labels and interpretations. Another common strategy is the mind's focus on psychological time. While practical or clock time is necessary for functioning in daily life, psychological time involves excessive dwelling on past regrets or anxieties about the future. Tolle warns that living in psychological time leads to chronic dissatisfaction and prevents individuals from experiencing the fullness of the present moment. He urges readers to observe how the mind constantly pulls attention away from the now and to recognize this pattern as a form of resistance. Tolle also addresses the role of the ego in perpetuating this resistance. The ego equates its existence with the content of the mind, thoughts, memories, and beliefs, and therefore perceives the present moment as a threat. It resists presence because presence dissolves the ego's sense of identity. Tolle explains that by becoming aware of the ego's strategies, individuals can disidentify from it and reclaim their connection to the now. To counteract these mind strategies, Tolle offers practical guidance for cultivating presence. He suggests using the body as an anchor, such as by focusing on the breath or feeling the aliveness within. These practices help shift attention away from mental activity and into the direct experience of the now. Additionally, Tolle encourages readers to observe their thoughts without judgment or attachment, creating a sense of detachment from the mind's narratives. The chapter concludes with a powerful insight: the now is the only place where life truly exists. Tolle reassures readers that by recognizing and transcending the mind's avoidance mechanisms, they can access a state of peace and clarity that is free from suffering. This chapter serves as both a diagnosis of the mind's habitual patterns and a guide to overcoming them, empowering readers to embrace the transformative potential of the present moment. Chapter 5. The State of Presence. In Chapter 5 of The Power of Now, A Guide to Spiritual Enlightenment, Eckhart Tolle delves into the concept of the state of presence, explaining its transformative power and how it serves as the foundation for spiritual awakening. Tolle describes presence as a state of consciousness that transcends the mind, allowing individuals to fully inhabit the now and experience life in its purest form. Tolle begins by emphasizing that presence is not something to be achieved in the future, it is an immediate and accessible state of being. The state of presence arises when one's attention is fully anchored in the present moment, free from the mental distractions of past regrets or future anxieties. Unlike the ego, which thrives on time-based thinking, presence dissolves the mind's identification with time and opens the door to inner peace and clarity. One of the key characteristics of the state of presence is stillness. Tolle explains that stillness is not the absence of activity but a deep inner calm that coexists with life's movement. This stillness is the essence of presence, creating a space in which individuals can observe their thoughts and emotions without being consumed by them. By resting in stillness, individuals connect with their true selves, which exist beyond the fluctuations of the mind. Tolle addresses common misconceptions about presence, clarifying that it does not involve passivity or detachment from life. Instead, presence enhances one's engagement with life by bringing heightened awareness and a sense of aliveness to every moment. In this state, actions are no longer driven by fear or desire, but arise naturally and intuitively from a place of inner alignment. The chapter explores the barriers to presence, particularly the mind's resistance to surrendering control. The ego resists presence because it perceives it as a threat to its existence. The mind creates distractions, such as compulsive thinking or emotional reactivity, to pull attention away from the now. Tolle advises readers to recognize these patterns and gently redirect their attention to the present moment, using tools such as mindfulness of the breath or sensations in the body. Tolle also highlights the transformative effects of presence on relationships. When individuals are present, they can truly see and connect with others without projecting their own mental and emotional patterns onto them. Presence creates a space for genuine understanding and compassion, allowing relationships to flourish in harmony. The state of presence, Tolle asserts, is the gateway to spiritual enlightenment. It is through presence that individuals transcend the ego and connect with the deeper dimension of consciousness that underlies all existence. This connection brings a sense of unity, peace, and fulfillment that is independent of external circumstances. In conclusion, Chapter 5 offers a profound exploration of the state of presence as the essence of spiritual awakening. By cultivating presence, individuals can free themselves from the limitations of the mind and ego, experience life with greater depth and authenticity, and access the boundless peace and joy of the now. Tolle's teachings in this chapter provide both inspiration and practical guidance for embracing the transformative power of presence. Chapter 6. The Inner Body. In Chapter 6 of The Power of Now, A Guide to Spiritual Enlightenment, Eckhart Tolle introduces the concept of the inner body, a vital element in connecting with the present moment and transcending the mind. Tolle describes the inner body as the gateway to a deeper sense of consciousness and a powerful tool for achieving spiritual awakening. Tolle begins by explaining that the inner body is not the physical body itself but the energy field that animates it. This energy is experienced as a sense of aliveness within the body, which is always accessible and exists in the present moment. By becoming aware of this inner energy, individuals can shift their attention away from the mind and anchor themselves in the now. This practice helps dissolve mental distractions and brings a profound sense of peace and clarity. One of the primary benefits of focusing on the inner body is its ability to ground individuals in the present. The mind constantly seeks to pull attention into the past or future, but awareness of the inner body keeps one firmly rooted in the now. Tolle emphasizes that this awareness is not a mental activity but a direct experiential connection with the body's aliveness. He encourages readers to feel the subtle sensations of the inner body as a way to cultivate presence. Tolle also highlights the role of the inner body in healing and maintaining balance. When individuals are disconnected from their inner body, they are more susceptible to stress, illness, and emotional reactivity. Reconnecting with the inner body allows for the release of tension and blockages, promoting physical and emotional well-being. This connection also strengthens one's sense of self-awareness and fosters a deeper alignment with life's natural flow. The chapter introduces practical exercises to help readers connect with their inner body. Tolle suggests closing one's eyes and directing attention inward to feel the subtle energy within the hands, feet, or entire body. This practice requires no effort, it is simply about becoming aware of what is already there. Over time, regular attention to the inner body creates a continuous sense of presence that becomes integrated into daily life. Tolle explains that awareness of the inner body is not only a personal practice but also a way to deepen one's relationships with others. When individuals are connected to their inner body, they are less likely to react impulsively to external situations or project their pain onto others. This inner stillness fosters compassion, understanding, and genuine connection. The inner body is also presented as a portal to the unmanifested, the formless essence of existence that transcends the physical world. By staying connected to the inner body, individuals can maintain a link to this deeper dimension of consciousness even while engaging with the external world. This connection brings a sense of inner peace and fulfillment that is not dependent on external circumstances. In summary, Chapter 6 emphasizes the importance of connecting with the inner body as a means to anchor oneself in the now and access a deeper dimension of being. Tolle provides practical techniques for cultivating this connection and highlights its transformative effects on personal well-being, relationships, and spiritual growth. This chapter encourages readers to embrace the inner body as a gateway to presence and a profound tool for spiritual awakening. Chapter 7. Portals into the Unmanifested. In Chapter 7 of The Power of Now, A Guide to Spiritual Enlightenment, Eckhart Tolle introduces the concept of the unmanifested, a realm of pure being that exists beyond the physical and mental dimensions of life. The unmanifested represents the essence of life itself, the formless source of all existence, and connecting with it is key to experiencing inner peace and spiritual awakening. Tolle describes various portals, or gateways, that allow individuals to access this state of consciousness and explains their transformative potential. Tolle begins by explaining that the unmanifested is not something separate or distant but is always accessible in the present moment. It is the eternal, unchanging reality that underlies the ever-changing forms of the manifest world. While the mind is fixated on forms, thoughts, emotions, objects, and events, presence allows individuals to go beyond form and experience the formless dimension of the unmanifested. This state is characterized by deep inner stillness, peace, and a sense of unity with all that is. One of the primary portals into the unmanifested is the present moment itself. Tolle emphasizes that the now is the key to transcending the mind and accessing the timeless essence of being. By fully surrendering to the present moment, individuals can bypass the ego and enter a state of pure awareness. This requires letting go of resistance, judgment, and mental preoccupation, allowing oneself to simply be. Another significant portal is the practice of focusing on the inner body. Tolle explains that the inner body is a bridge between the physical and the formless dimensions. By directing attention inward and feeling the aliveness within, individuals can maintain a connection to the unmanifested even while engaging with the external world. This practice anchors one in presence and fosters a sense of inner peace that transcends external circumstances. Silence and stillness also serve as powerful gateways to the unmanifested. Tolle describes silence not merely as the absence of sound but as a space of pure awareness that exists between and beneath all noise. Similarly, stillness is the underlying presence that pervades all movement. By tuning into these qualities, individuals can experience the unmanifested as the ever-present background of life. Tolle introduces death as a natural portal into the unmanifested, not in the literal sense but as the death of the ego and the dissolution of identification with form. He explains that every moment contains a little death, such as the end of a thought, an emotion, or an experience. Embracing these moments of ending allows individuals to connect with the eternal essence of being. In conclusion, Chapter 7 highlights the transformative power of connecting with the unmanifested through portals such as the present moment, the inner body, silence, stillness, and the acceptance of endings. Tolle encourages readers to cultivate awareness of these gateways in their daily lives, as they lead to a deeper dimension of consciousness and a profound sense of peace. This chapter underscores the idea that the unmanifested is not something to be attained, but is ever-present, accessible through a state of presence and surrender. Chapter 8. Enlightened Relationships. In Chapter 8 of The Power of Now, A Guide to Spiritual Enlightenment, Eckhart Tolle explores the concept of enlightened relationships, emphasizing how presence and awareness can transform relationships from sources of conflict into opportunities for spiritual growth. Tolle explains that most relationships are rooted in egoic patterns and unconscious behaviors, which lead to pain and dissatisfaction. Enlightened relationships, by contrast, are grounded in presence, allowing partners to connect on a deeper level beyond ego. Tolle begins by describing how the ego influences relationships. The ego views others as means to fulfill its own needs, leading to attachments, expectations, and dependency. In romantic relationships, this egoic dynamic often manifests as the cycle of attraction, attachment, and eventual conflict or disillusionment. Initially, individuals are drawn to each other in an attempt to fill inner voids, but over time, the unresolved pain bodies of both partners resurface, triggering emotional reactivity and conflict. Tolle emphasizes that such relationships are often more about the ego's needs than genuine love. To move beyond these egoic patterns, Tolle introduces the idea of presence as the foundation for enlightened relationships. Presence involves fully inhabiting the now and bringing conscious awareness to interactions. When individuals are present, they can observe their own thoughts, emotions, and reactions without becoming identified with them. This awareness disrupts the automatic patterns of the ego and pain body, creating space for authentic connection. Tolle highlights the importance of observing the pain body in relationships. He explains that the pain body is easily activated in close relationships, where old wounds and unresolved emotions often come to the surface. Rather than reacting defensively or projecting blame onto the partner, Tolle advises individuals to remain present and recognize the pain body for what it is, an energy field of past pain seeking to perpetuate itself. By acknowledging and observing the pain body without identifying with it, individuals can break the cycle of conflict and create an environment of understanding and healing. The chapter also addresses the role of acceptance in enlightened relationships. Tolle encourages individuals to accept their partners as they are, without trying to change or control them. Acceptance does not mean tolerating harmful behavior, but involves releasing judgment and seeing the partner as a reflection of the present moment. This shift in perspective allows love and compassion to emerge naturally, untainted by egoic agendas. Tolle emphasizes that enlightened relationships are not about seeking completeness in another person. Instead, they are partnerships in which both individuals support each other's spiritual growth. This requires each partner to take responsibility for their own inner state and to approach the relationship with a sense of presence and openness. In conclusion, Chapter 8 redefines relationships as opportunities for spiritual transformation. By practicing presence, observing the pain body, and cultivating acceptance, individuals can transcend egoic patterns and create enlightened relationships characterized by love, compassion, and mutual growth. Tolle's teachings in this chapter offer a powerful framework for healing and deepening relationships, reminding readers that the key to true connection lies in the now. Chapter 9. Beyond happiness and unhappiness, there is peace. In Chapter 9 of The Power of Now, A Guide to Spiritual Enlightenment, Eckhart Tolle explores the idea that true peace transcends the dualities of happiness and unhappiness. He argues that the pursuit of happiness, while commonly seen as a desirable goal, is rooted in the ego and the mind's attachment to external circumstances. In contrast, peace exists beyond these temporary emotional states and is a constant, underlying presence that can be accessed through presence and spiritual awareness. Tolle begins by explaining that happiness and unhappiness are both transient states. They are dependent on external conditions, such as material success, relationships, or achievements, which constantly fluctuate. Happiness is fleeting because it is tied to external validation and circumstances, while unhappiness arises when things don't go according to plan or when the ego feels threatened. Tolle argues that these emotional states, though normal, are superficial and do not lead to true contentment. The search for happiness, according to Tolle, is often an unconscious drive to fill a perceived inner void. The ego, which is based on mental patterns and identification with past and future, constantly seeks fulfillment through external achievements, possessions, and experiences. However, Tolle warns that this pursuit of happiness will always be elusive because the ego's desires are insatiable. When individuals attach their sense of self-worth to external sources, they are left vulnerable to disappointment and suffering when those sources inevitably change or fade. Tolle contrasts the fleeting nature of happiness and unhappiness with the peace that transcends both. True peace, he asserts, is found in the present moment, where there is no identification with past regrets or future desires. This peace arises when one is no longer attached to the ego's need for validation or control. It is a state of inner stillness and acceptance that is independent of external conditions. By becoming aware of the present moment, individuals can access this peace, which is constant and unchanging. The chapter emphasizes that peace is not the absence of emotions or external challenges. Instead, it is a deeper, more fundamental state of being that exists alongside the ups and downs of life. When individuals are present and conscious, they can experience peace even in the midst of difficulty or turmoil. Tolle points out that the key to experiencing this peace is surrendering the need to control or judge the present moment. Instead of reacting to situations with fear, anxiety, or desire, individuals can choose to embrace what is, without resistance. Tolle also addresses the importance of letting go of the mind's constant chatter. The mind often distracts individuals from the present moment with worries, fantasies, and judgments. By observing the mind without attachment and returning to the stillness of the present, individuals can quiet the mental noise and reconnect with the peace that is always available. In conclusion, Chapter 9 encourages readers to move beyond the pursuit of happiness and unhappiness and to access the deeper peace that lies beyond these emotional fluctuations. Tolle teaches that peace is not something to be sought after or earned but is already present in the now. By practicing presence, surrender, and acceptance, individuals can align themselves with this unshakable peace, leading to a more fulfilling and spiritually awakened life. Chapter 10. The Meaning of Surrender. In Chapter 10 of The Power of Now, A Guide to Spiritual Enlightenment, Eckhart Tolle explores the concept of surrender, which he presents as a vital key to spiritual awakening and inner peace. Unlike the common understanding of surrender as a passive act of giving up, Tolle defines surrender as an active process of letting go of mental resistance and aligning oneself with the present moment. This chapter emphasizes that true surrender does not involve resignation, but rather a conscious acceptance of what is, allowing individuals to live in harmony with the flow of life. Tolle begins by clarifying that surrender is not about submitting to the external world or passively enduring suffering. Instead, it is about ceasing to resist the present moment. Resistance, he explains, is the root of all mental and emotional suffering. When individuals resist what is, they create inner conflict as the mind clings to its own perceptions, desires, and judgments. This resistance can take the form of attachment to past experiences, anxiety about the future, or an inability to accept the present circumstances as they are. True surrender, according to Tolle, involves letting go of this resistance and allowing things to unfold without trying to control or manipulate them. This does not mean that one should stop taking action or making decisions. Rather, it means that actions are no longer driven by fear, ego, or attachment to outcomes. Surrender is about trusting life and embracing what comes without judgment or expectation. It is a state of inner peace that arises when individuals no longer fight against the flow of life, but rather allow themselves to move with it. Tolle emphasizes that surrender is deeply connected to the present moment. When individuals surrender to what is, they fully accept the now, recognizing that it is the only reality that exists. The mind often distracts people from the present by focusing on past regrets or future anxieties, but surrender is about releasing these mental distractions and being fully present. This acceptance of the present moment is what leads to a deep sense of peace and liberation from the ego. The chapter also explores the role of suffering in surrender. Tolle explains that suffering often arises from the mind's attachment to the ego and its need to control life's outcomes. However, by surrendering to the present moment, individuals can dissolve this attachment and experience freedom from suffering. Surrender does not eliminate challenges or discomforts, but it changes the way individuals respond to them. Rather than reacting with resistance, individuals can meet challenges with openness and equanimity. Tolle further clarifies that surrender is not the same as complacency or passivity. It is an active acceptance of what is, combined with a quiet readiness to take action when necessary. The key to surrender is that actions are no longer driven by the ego's desires, but by a sense of alignment with the deeper flow of life. In conclusion, Chapter 10 offers a profound exploration of the meaning of surrender. Tolle teaches that surrender is an active, conscious process of releasing mental resistance and embracing the present moment. It is not about passive acceptance, but about aligning with the flow of life in a way that leads to peace, freedom, and spiritual awakening. Through surrender, individuals can transcend the ego, experience deeper levels of consciousness, and live in harmony with the now. Conclusion. The Power of Now, A Guide to Spiritual Enlightenment by Eckhart Tolle provides a transformative blueprint for achieving spiritual awakening and inner peace through the practice of presence. Throughout the book, Tolle emphasizes that true peace and fulfillment can only be found by transcending the mind's constant preoccupation with past regrets and future anxieties. The essence of the book lies in the concept of the now, the present moment, as the key to spiritual growth and liberation from the ego. Tolle's teachings encourage readers to detach from their mental and emotional patterns, particularly the ego and pain body, which trap them in cycles of suffering and conflict. By cultivating awareness and acceptance of the present moment, individuals can access a state of inner stillness and presence, reconnecting with their true selves. This presence, Tolle asserts, is the gateway to a deeper consciousness that transcends external circumstances and offers lasting peace. Ultimately, The Power of Now invites readers to embrace the transformative power of the present moment. Through practices such as surrender, mindfulness, and inner body awareness, individuals can cultivate a life of greater harmony, joy, and spiritual fulfillment. The book offers not just a theoretical framework, but practical tools to help readers experience the freedom, peace, and enlightenment that come from living fully in the now. By doing so, they can awaken to their highest potential and align with the deeper flow of life. If you enjoyed the summary, then like the video and subscribe to Audiobooks Vault. Tell us if there is any other book you want us to summarize. Goodbye.